Happy Monday, friends. It's Sharon from Copycat Cards. I would like to show you how I made this card last week. Some of you liked it quite a bit and asked if I would make a video, so that's what I'd like to do today. Let's get started. Alrighty, so I'm using this stand of trees, which I believe is a Stampin' Up stamp. I don't know what set it's from, but it has a sentiment, Season's Greetings, which I had stamped along the card as well. So to begin with, I'm going to use a piece of bristle smooth cardstock. I had the wrong cardstock out first. Bristle smooth, yeah. And Forest Moss Distress Oxide. So let's ink this baby up. There's a little bird flying by these trees, and I'm going to just rub the ink off of that. I don't necessarily want that on there. It'll get covered up by my snowflakes anyway. This is just a little mini hairspray bottle that I filled with water. So I'm going to do a fine mist. And stamp. Yeah, the little bird showed up anyway. It looks like a little blob, but that's okay because it can be covered up with snowflakes. All right, so I'm going to let that let that dry. Actually, I'm going to dry it. And I'm also using Tim Holtz snowflakes. This larger one, a smaller one, and a little cluster of snowflakes from a Stampin' Up set. And of course, you know you can use any trees, any snowflakes, anything. All right, so that's dried. The next thing I did was use my little embossing buddy to take the static off in my Versamark. I'm going to start with the biggest snowflake and put it in the foreground, and that'll help give depth to my card. And then this one, and I'm going to also stand up and check to be sure that my project is centered right here. I guess that's good. I have a nice new craft mat, and took off the blue tape that I had used on the other one to keep me centered. All right, so that's that. Whoops, I need to use my little cluster of snowflakes. I'm just kind of I'm kind of holding this to the light so I can see where I've stamped the others. I guess I'll put that there, and a little bit here, and a speck over there. All right, now I have a cat hair on it. All right, so white embossing powder. Just dip that in there. Now I kind of like that the snowflakes went right over the trees. I like that. Okay. All right, now bear with me while I use the very noisy heat tool to do this. And I see that I didn't cover up the little bird with a snowflake, but that's no big deal. I hope I remembered to turn the video on, turn the camera on. I actually did do a video demonstration last week of this card when I made the video of my snowshoe card, but afterwards I realized that I hadn't turned the video to on or to record, so we didn't get this one. So hopefully it's going now. In fact, I think I'll stand up and check. Yeah, we're good. Expand a little more. Okay, so then the next thing that I did was to take my iced spruce distress oxide, and I'm going to just sponge this around the edges, making it a little heavier in the corners. I probably say this every time I make a video and use iced spruce, but it's probably one of my absolute favorite inks. Oh, look at that. Oh, so pretty. This card is so easy. And let's wipe up some of the ink. All right, so really that's that for that part. I think my hands are clean. The next thing I will do is ink up with Forest Moss the sentiment Season's Greetings. And I'll do that right down here. Beautiful. Okay. And then the only thing left to do is tape this, put some adhesive on this, all right, and then place it. Beautiful. Okay, how easy is that? This was the first one I made. Here's today's. I think they're both beautiful. I actually want to make this again with a blue. So since we're here together, and I have another piece of cardstock, Bristol Smooth, which I'm going to trim down a little bit more. Let's do it again. Let's do it in a blue. So I'm going to use Chipped Sapphire. And I guess I'll just leave the bird on there. I keep thinking my stamp is not quite even. A couple of spritzes. Cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Ooh, that's beautiful. Quick dry. Nice. All right, powder it up. Versamark, big snowflake, and then a little bit down here, and then this, and some clusters, that. All right. White embossing powder. Finish the end. Okay, I always put my lid on right after because you know why. Whoops, didn't mean to spin that. Okay, let's do this. This would probably look very beautiful if I used a dark blue card base instead of white, and I heat emboss the sentiment with white directly onto the dark blue base. Not sure if I have a card base already in this shade of blue. Let me have a quick look. That's not right. All right, here's my file of blue. So actually, that color looks pretty good, and I think I have more of that. Ooh, that one. Let's do that. There's navy, though. You know, I think I'm going to go with a navy because the white embossing will show up better. And you know how it's a little tricky sometimes trying to emboss a sentiment on this textured paper. So, let me cut this in half quickly. My trash can is on a little stool on the floor next to me, to my right. And then I have my cutter resting across the top of it. So it's pretty convenient. Now I'm going to just put a little of the staticky stuff there. I need to remove the green ink. No. Forgetting what I'm doing. Versamark. Season's Greetings. And a little white. Since I don't want it all over the card, I'm just going to use my little spoon. Okay, that looks good. My tape is falling apart. That's good enough. Okay, let's heat that. Okay, so then I'll set that aside, and I'm going to still use my, you know, I think instead of using iced spruce for my sponging around, I'm going to use a different gray because there's kind of greenish undertones in that iced spruce, of course, with it being called spruce. So instead, hickory. Let's use hickory. But let's look at pumice stone. Pumice stone, yeah, let's use hickory. Plus I'm using oxide. My pumice is not an oxide. Okay. You know, the snowflakes just pop so beautifully when you put that nice color over it. Oh, just realized what I forgot to do on a couple of these cards. I didn't use a paper towel or baby wipe to remove the ink from the white embossing. So, while I'm thinking of it, let me wipe this off. I always have to be, you know, especially careful if I'm using a damp baby wipe, because of course it'll remove the oxide ink around the snowflake too, which it just did. Okay. You know what? I'm going to actually I'm using the little crumpledness of my baby wipe to lift off a little of this ink. That's good enough. Okay, so there's that. Let's attach it. That looks very striking. I knew it would be beautiful. And you know, my business is copycat cards because I'm really good at copying, and you know, been copying ideas and getting inspiration for years from other work. But this was my own design. I didn't copy this one. I made this one up. There. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. Which one do you like best? The blue or the green? I wonder about a red one. All right, well, I won't make you sit and watch me do a red one, but let me know which color you like best and whether you like the lighter base or the dark base. All right, thanks for watching.